This is part 5 of the series Biggest Unsolved Mysteries. In this video, we will go through 5 mysteries from the natural paranormal to secret ciphers that cause serious headache for modern scientists. 5. The Loch Ness Monster. For ages, people have been hearing about the Loch Ness Monster, and how it baffled everyone, thinking that it is a creature unlike any other. Loch Ness Monster, or in short Nessie, is a creature said to inhabit Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. It is often described as large in size with a long neck, and one or more humps protruding from the water. Popular interest and belief in the creature has varied since it was brought to worldwide attention in May 1933, by Alex Campbell, a water bailiff for Loch Ness and a part-time journalist. 3 months later, in August 1933, a Londoner, George Spicer, reported on newspaper that several weeks earlier, while driving around the loch, he and his wife saw what is described as the nearest approach to a dragon or prehistoric animal that I have ever seen in my life, trundling across the road toward the loch with an animal in its mouth. The accounts reached the media, which described a monster fish, sea serpent, or dragon, and eventually settled on Loch Ness Monster. In December 1933, the first purported photograph of the monster, taken by Hugh Gray, was published in the Daily Express newspaper, and since then the Secretary of State for Scotland soon ordered police to prevent any attacks on it. Investigation on a record of reports predating 1933 has claimed sightings of the monster dating to the 6th century AD. There have been many sightings over the years, and photos and videos of actual footage have been checked and looked at time and time again, confirming it could be some kind of sea serpent, or a descendant of the dinosaurs. Today, some are claiming that it still exists and swims under the waters. But evidence of its existence is anecdotal, with a few disputed photographs and sonar readings. The scientific community regards the Loch Ness Monster as a phenomenon without biological basis, explaining sightings as hoaxes, wishful thinking, and the misidentification of mundane objects. 4. Bigfoot. Also known as Sasquatch, Bigfoot is supposedly a creature that lives in the snowy mountainous regions of the United States and Canada, strongly associated with the Pacific Northwest, particularly Oregon, Washington, and British Columbia. It may be identified as a gorilla at first, however, its walking posture can be compared to that of a man's. People who claim to have seen it describe Bigfoot as a large, muscular, bipedal ape-like creature, roughly 6 to 9 feet tall or 1.8 to 2.7 meters, covered in hair described as black, dark brown, or dark reddish. The enormous footprints for which the creature is named are claimed to be as large as 24 inches or 60 centimeters long and 8 inches or 20 centimeters wide. Some footprint casts have also contained claw marks, making it likely that they came from known animals such as bears, which have 5 toes and claws. A majority of mainstream scientists have historically discounted the existence of Bigfoot, considering it to be a combination of folklore, misidentification, and hoax, rather than a living animal. But there are still people strongly claiming that they have seen Bigfoot clearly by their naked eyes. 3. Kryptos at CIA headquarter. Just outside the Central Intelligence Agency headquarter in Langley, Virginia, you will behold a statue that has coded encryptions on its surface. This very captivating sculpture was created by Jim Sanborn, to show that everything can be resolved and decoded with the use of patterns and clues. Cryptographers all over the world have been obsessed with deciphering the messages hidden in the 865-character text since it was erected in 1990. The first 3 sections were solved by NSA cryptographers in 1993, then by fans in 1999. They say stuff's about illusion, buried secrets, and the excavation of King Tut's tomb. But the last part, the 4th one, the final 97-character puzzle, has remained a mystery, confounding some of the world's greatest minds. Not even the brilliant minds in the CIA were able to get to the bottom of it for nearly 30 years since. Sanborn, at age of 69, threw fans a bone in 2010, when he revealed the 64th to 69th characters NYPVTT, are decoded as Berlin. But no one cracked the puzzle. Now, he's offering another clue, the next part of the sequence characters 70 through 74, which read MZFPK spells out clock. When asked if his sculpture's message relates to the famed Berlin clock, itself a puzzle that tells time using colored blocks of light, he tells that, you'd better delve into that particular clock. But maybe his comments only serve to throw fans off track. Instead, clock may refer to a method created to crack the Nazis' Enigma ciphers, who knows? It is still a mystery, and it is saying that a quarter of a mystery is still a mystery. 2. Voynich Manuscript. The Voynich Manuscript was written in a language that men through the centuries have tried to decode to no avail. The only idea anyone has of its origin are the drawings found on various pages. It illustrates codex handwritten in an unknown writing system. The manuscript is named after Wilfrid Voynich, a Polish book dealer who purchased it in 1912. The vellum on which it is written has been carbon dated to the early 15th century, 1404 to 1438, and it may have been composed in northern Italy during the Italian Renaissance. Some of the pages are missing, with around 240 remaining. The text is written from left to right, and most of the pages have illustrations or diagrams. Some pages are foldable sheets. The Voynich manuscript has been studied by many professional and amateur cryptographers, including American and British code breakers from both World War I and World War II. No one has yet demonstrably deciphered the text or linked it with any known languages, and it has become a famous case in the history of cryptography. The mystery of the meaning and origin of the manuscript has excited the popular imagination, making the manuscript the subject of novels and speculation. None of the many hypotheses proposed over the last 100 years has yet been independently verified. And number 1. Bermuda Triangle. Known as the Bermuda Triangle or Devil's Triangle or Hurricane Alley, this legendary expanse of ocean can be found between the points of Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Pilots often tell of their instruments going haywire and numerous ships have been lost at sea. With explanations ranging from gas bubbles to aliens, no one is sure what is behind the strange phenomena, but in fact a number of aircraft and ships are said to have disappeared, under mysterious circumstances. The vicinity of the Bermuda Triangle is among the most heavily traveled shipping lanes in the world, with ships frequently crossing through it for ports in the Americas, Europe, and the Caribbean islands. Cruise ships and pleasure craft regularly sail through the region, and commercial and private aircraft routinely fly over it. Popular culture has attributed various disappearances to the paranormal or activity by extraterrestrial beings. One explanation pins the blame on leftover technology from the mythical lost continent of Atlantis. Sometimes connected to the Atlantis story is the submerged rock formation known as the Bimini Road off the island of Bimini in the Bahamas, which is in the triangle by some definitions. And there are stories about this paranormal triangle. In the 19th century, a ship named Ellen Austin supposedly came across a derelict ship with a crew on board, and Ellen Austin attempted to sail with that ship to New York in 1881. According to the stories, the derelict ship just disappeared, and reappeared without the crew, then disappeared again with a second new crew on board. A check from Lloyd's of London records proved the existence of Meta, built in 1854, and that in 1880, Meta was renamed Ellen Austin. The second incident resulting in the single largest loss of life in the history of the U.S. Navy, not related to combat, occurred when the collier USS Cyclops, carrying a full load of manganese ore and with one engine out of action, went missing without a trace with a crew of 309, at some time after March 4, 1918, after departing the island of Barbados. In addition, two of Cyclops' sister ships, Proteus and Nereus, were subsequently lost in the North Atlantic during World War II. The third notorious incident is the Flight 19. It was a training flight of 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, that disappeared on December 5, 1945, while over the Atlantic. The squadron's flight plan was scheduled to take them due east from Fort Lauderdale for 141 miles, north for 73 miles, and then back over a final 140 miles to complete the exercise. The flight never returned to base. The disappearance is attributed by Navy investigators to navigational error, leading to the aircraft running out of fuel. One of the search and rescue aircraft deployed to look for them, a PBM Mariner with a 13-man crew, also disappeared mysteriously over the triangle. Please like and subscribe button below. Or click the bell symbol to be alerted of new video every day from Top 5. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe button below. Or click the bell symbol to be alerted of new video every day from Top 5. Thank you for watching.